Welcome everyone to our Veterans Day program for 2020. This year, we're happy to have our speaker here, Ken Hanson of Benson. And before we get started with the Ken's bio, I'd like to introduce the VFW commander this year, his son Ryan Hanson. And I'm the Legion commander for Post 62 in Benson. And we're the sponsor of this program, along with the Benson High School teacher Steve Ricard, who's helped me all these years, and some of his students. I'd like to thank some people before we start, because this is a tape program because of COVID-19. I'd like to thank Steve Ricard for his assistance. He is editing the tape and making sure the program gets on the school website. Brock Duncan for providing music, Zoe Dosher for the drum roll, especially the Benson High School for the Facebook site and for helping us do this. Mike Knudsen and Jason Strand will have part of that responsibility. But we're very happy to have a program. We weren't lucky enough to have a Memorial Day program, but maybe next year we'll have this all live again. We'll go back to how it should be. Okay, so I'd like to introduce our speaker for today. Ken Hanson was born and raised in Swift County, graduating in 1967. He worked in the area until January 1968 when he volunteered for the service in the U.S. Army. He completed basic training at Fort Campbell, Kentucky, and then he did his AIT, which is active individual training at Fort Lee, Virginia. Ken received his orders for Vietnam and arrived there in July 1968, where he was assigned to the 1st Air Cav Division. Ken worked mostly with the maintenance and supply section, resupplying base camps throughout Vietnam. After his first tour of duty, Ken was given a 30-day leave in August of 1969 prior to completing another 12 months of duty in Vietnam. He achieved the rank of sergeant prior to his honorable discharge from the Army in September 1970. Ken attended and graduated from Wilmer Community College, and then he attended the University of Minnesota Morris until 1975, when he was hired by the Benson Police Department. In 1978, he was elected to the position of sheriff of Swift County and served in that position until 2004. Ken currently works as a quality tech at Custom Rotomold in Benson. Please give him a warm round of welcome for Ken, our speaker for this year's Veterans Day program.
Thank you. Thank you, Don. Veterans Day, like so many things in 2020, has become a challenge to celebrate. Because of the COVID-19 pandemic, social distancing, and state and local regulation, times are certainly different. That shouldn't stop any of us from thanking a veteran we know. The debt owed to our nation's veterans is ever present. Today we honor the contributions of our 20 million veterans living today. Fewer than 10% of Americans can claim the title of veteran. Today we take the opportunity to keep alive the memories, sacrifices, and accomplishments of our nation's veterans. We know that without our veterans, America would not be the America we know today. Our veterans deserve our lasting gratitude and respect. We ask you to say a prayer of thanks to those who are still serving far away from family and friends today. Reach out to a veteran. Call, email, text, or send a card. No matter how you choose to reach out to them, say thank you. We are losing a lot of our veterans every day. We only have 2 World War II veterans left in the local Swift County Post 1403 in Benson. I'm thankful for the many stories that these veterans have shared over the years. 3 of our veterans were POWs during World War II and shared some of their stories with many of us. Take time to talk to a veteran. The story does not have to be bad memories for that veteran or the horrors of war stories, but rather a special interest story or a life-changing story. Open a communication line with a veteran. Show them you care. Listen, hear their story. 1968 was the year that changed me. I became a veteran when I received my orders for Vietnam, 1968. Martin Luther King Jr. was assassinated in Memphis while I was stationed in Fort Campbell, Kentucky. Robert Kennedy was assassinated in June of 1968. Urban riots were going on throughout the country in 1968. Ugly news of the Vietnam War was heard on the radio and TV every day. Our own pandemic, the Hong Kong flu, supposedly started in China in 1968, spread into Vietnam, and were brought back to the United States by returning servicemen. Supposedly 100,000 people died in our country from that Hong Kong flu. And as trivial as it may sound, I lost my class ring in 1978. We moved into Vietnam, we were building up our base, it was hot, humid, sweaty. I looked down, it was gone. Looked for a little while, could not find it. 1968 was a turning point for me, but more so, it was a turning point in the Vietnam War. American people were told up to that point that we were winning the war. The Tet Offensive of 1968 changed all of that. The Viet Cong NVA hit over 100 cities and outposts over a very short period of time. We were sustaining 500 to 600 killed in action, KIA, every month. We inflicted thousands of KIA on the enemy in that same period of time. We won all the battles. Hue, Khe Sanh became everyday news. Coverage of the massive offensive shook the American public and eroded support for the war effort. Our country was at war within itself. Our community, Benson, Swift County, has always been very, very supportive of our veterans, no matter what war. Veterans deserve our lasting gratitude and respect. Veterans, you've earned the title veteran. It's not to be taken away from you, ever. Oh, I almost forgot. Remember I said there are some stories from veterans that are not about the war? My class ring. I lost my class ring 6 months into my first tour. It was hot, humid. We were sandbagging and fortifying our base camp. I looked down and it was gone. We looked around, couldn't find it. I came back to Benson 5 months later for a 30-day leave and returned to Vietnam for my second tour. It was 7 months into my second tour, and we were back at Bearcat, base camp Bearcat, to downsize and prepare for part of our unit, the 1st Aircraft, to return to the United States. It was hot, humid, the monsoon season was on, we had heavy rains. A fellow soldier and a resident of my 12-man hooch walked in and said, "Hans, I found a ring." I said, "Yeah, I bet it's mine." He laughed. I said, "Is it gold? Blue stone? 1967? He looked down and he said, "I don't believe it." It was. After 13 months, 36,000 miles, my ring was found. This is the first time I've had it out of the house since I brought it back in 1970. There are stories to be told. They don't have to be about the war, but veterans enjoy being talked to. Take time to visit with a veteran. Not just Veterans Day, but every day is a good time to thank our veterans. It's not just once or twice a year. Thankful for what they've done for our country. To those in uniform serving today, and to those that have served in the past, we thank you today and every day. Tell our veterans now, and no matter where they served, no matter what they did during the war or during the wars, we appreciate it. Even today, if you see a serviceman or a servicewoman in uniform, walk up to them, say, "Thank you for your service." Continue to do that. I have a plaque at home that says, "All gave some gave all." How true it is. May God bless our veterans, and God bless America. Thank you for coming out today.